Ducati Score 1000 is an unparalleled odyssey that has inspired generations of adventure seekers from around the world. Perhaps no other race in history has brought more participants, winners and losers alike, a greater sense of achievement, a greater sense of purpose, or a greater sense of glory. That quote's from Dan Brown. He is a writer, director, and producer. He made the movie Dust to Glory. He also made the movie Step into Liquid. He produces action films. Today, I want to teach you about the Score Baja 1000. I want to inform you on the history behind the Baja 1000, the different types of classes and the cars and vehicles used in the Baja, and the basic logistics behind the race and that kind of stuff. So first, I will begin, by giving you some of the basics and the history behind the Baja 1000. Baja 1000 was actually started on accident. In 1965, two buddies decided to see if they could race from Ensenada in Baja, Mexico, all the way down to La Paz, roughly close to 800 miles. They did this for a couple of years. More people started to come down, come watch, and join in. And in 1967, one of the original racers, a man by the name of Ed Perlman, created NORA, the National Off-Road Racing Association. I got that from d2gfilm.com. But in 1967, the Baja 1000 was actually made official. They made ties with the Mexican government to have, the race in their country. In 1971, due to logistics problems, it was turned over to Mexico, but they as well failed due to money, logistics. And in 1971 was the only year since 1967 there was no race. Competitors come from all around the world as it gained popularity. They come from Russia, Spain, Italy, France, England, Germany, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and Japan. One of the most historical racers in the Baja 1000 is a man by the name of Mccoy, went by the nickname of Mouse. He was the first, if you can hit the light for me. He was the first to ever solo the Baja 1000 on a motorcycle. This was a monumental deal because most motorcycle racers will switch out every 250 miles at checkpoints because it is sometimes a 30-hour race. And him on the right here is Mouse. He finished it in 18 hours and he did his solo. In 1974, a man by the name of Saul Fish, the man on the left here, took over the Score International Company as the president. And that is him, and he's still the president today. Now I will describe to you the different classes and vehicles used in the Baja 1000. The first class commonly used is the trophy truck. That's the one on the bottom right there. Trophy truck, or class 7s and 8s are mini trucks, but it depends on how the trucks are modified. Ford Explorers, Explorers and other trucks like that are modified with suspension and engines and extra tires, framework, lights, and depending on how they're modified, it's what class they will be in. 7s and 8s are mini trucks. Trophy trucks are a special class of truck. The picture above it here is a class 10. It's an open-wheeled vehicle with long travel suspension. A lot of these vehicles actually have Porsche engines or Corvette engines. Class 5s are generally Baja bugs that have been souped up to go fast with suspension, and other VW vehicles like that, like the VW Thing. The second classes are class 20, 21, 23, and these are motorcycle classes like this Honda KTR 250 up here. These are used to in the race when other motorcycles will switch. Some people decide to do that solo, but depending on the engine size, what class they would be in, the engine size is either 2-stroke or 4-stroke, and is rated by the cc's, the amount of power in the engine. And then finally, the last class is one of the more popular classes, but it's class 24 or class 25, and they are ATV classes. And again, they are ranked by how many cc's they have per engine. Finally, I'd like to take you through the basics of the Baja 1000, the logistics behind it. The race is generally 1,000 miles long, hence the name Baja 1000. But over the years since 1967, the race does change in length. Some years the race will be a sprint. which is a point-to-point race, which will be from Ensenada to La Paz, Ensenada to Cabo San Lucas. Other years it has been a circuit race, which is a giant loop. Depending on the year or the course, it has been as short as 800 miles and as long as 1,700 miles. They changed the track because of weather conditions, flooding, things of that nature. This is a map of where they actually race. They start up here in Ensenada, and they wind back and forth through a lot of mountain ranges and valleys and stuff like that, and they end down here in Cabo San Lucas, or they'll end over here at another point at La Paz, which is just varies per year, and then that's what also varies the distance. Like this race right here was close to 1,300 miles long. Terrain has a drastic effect on the racers. Cutting from seaboard to seaboard, temperatures range from 50 to 90 degrees, and these temperatures can change within a matter of hours. The racers will start, up close to sea level, but will get as high as 3,800 feet above sea level, which will put pressure on the racer. Also, fog, wind, rain, all have factors on the race. The time of the race varies a lot from year to year, due to the fact that, again, the length of the course, 800 miles, is a lot shorter than 1,700 miles. The race can be as short as 8 hours long, but it's been taken up where the winner is finished in 30 hours. Got those facts from Score International. Average race speeds during the race vary drastically because of the terrain. Trophy trucks will reach speeds in an open valley up to 130 miles per hour, wide open, but they will sometimes slow down to 3 or 4 to climb big rocks. The race can often, during rain times, will have flash floods, and they have to spend a lot of time going over different courses, and they can't actually leave the course. Their vehicle does have transponders on them that make sure that Score Internationals follow their race. And at times the race can be dangerous. There is no actual raceway. They race on a highway with citizens just driving. A lot of times there will be other cars coming the other way. There have been accidents where a racer has hit a car because they were driving the wrong way on the road. Also, some of the towns like to place booby traps, digging holes, or making unsafe jumps because this is entertainment for them. So in conclusion, I've talked about the history, the classes, and the basics of this race. And I hope you've learned a little bit about something that a lot of people call the greatest race on this earth. Thank you.
Yeah. Sassy, what did you think?
Well, I thought it was a very interesting school. Yeah, it was a good job. I think you could have made it a little more dramatic with the quote, and you ended it, and heard the phrase. You just kind of went through it, but it was a good quote, though. And then I thought you had, you listed in the intro the main points very well, and then you had the transitions following them, so that was good. I wasn't lost. And then I thought you threw in a lot of good information, and you explained it well. You had very good eye contact, even though, you looked at your notes back and forth, but it was good. It looked like you knew what you were talking about, and you had a good tone, good level of voice, and just maybe a little too fast-paced. You were just, sometimes I found myself, you were just talking really fast, but it was very good. I enjoyed it, and good job.